So my name is Matt Davey. I'm Director of Product Management with Corvil for the Trading Analytics product. And my role is to work with our customers, so the users and the buyers, to understand the problems they face and to work with our engineers to build the best product that we can, and then to bring that back to our customers through our sales team and our sales engineers. So the Corvil product is the leading solution for operations teams that are managing electronic trading flow. So that's in the exchanges, it's in the global banks, it's in the market makers and the high frequency traders, the quant hedge funds. So it's everywhere that flow is being monitored. The Corvil product gives you visibility of every order, every tick with nanosecond timestamping, and allows multiple teams, so from the network and application teams through to the quants and those managing the business and the client relationships, to be working from a single source of data. So that allows you to accelerate trade support, to get to the root cause of performance issues fast, or just to export an accurate view of every trade with an accurate timestamp, including the market data. So for compliance purposes, being able to point to authoritative data tells you exactly what happened, in what order, and when it happened. That's just invaluable. So some of the benefits for that is just being able to troubleshoot fast. So, our customers tell us that it reduces times from days, possibly weeks, down to hours. You can get, if you are working with the same source of data across teams, it's very easy to agree on the root cause. So for example, there would have been cases with an FPGA hardware-based risk gateway. And we were seeing with the Corvil data, we could see outliers in the latency across that gateway. The vendor took a bit of persuading, but when they're able to see timestamped packets, timestamped decodes of the orders, and understand how those timestamps have been made, it was quite fast then to determine the root cause, which was a firmware update with some NAT code that was still enabled. And this was causing hundreds of nanoseconds of delay to those orders. Once you have the data and you believe there's an issue there, then it can get sorted quite quickly. So another really interesting example we had recently was with a client who was building their next generation smart order router. So there, what they wanted to be able to do was to time the precise arrival of orders at the exchange gateway, which might be in a different site, maybe across multiple network hops. So with Corvil, they were able to measure the accurate flight time from where they were originating the orders to the venue cross connect, down to hundreds of nanoseconds or less, using accurate time synchronization and accurate latency measurement. And with this, then they were able to precisely time the emission of orders so that they could arrive simultaneously at different venues, different gateways. So if you're taking liquidity, to take that sweep order accurately, or just to be able to time orders to arrive precisely as the market opens, if you want to establish accurate order priority for that. So again, that's something that's very difficult to do without truly reliable data, accurately timestamped, that you can rely on. And that's what Corvil does. So focus for the last year or two has been solidly on user experience and making the product easier to use, easier to maintain, and reducing the amount of time that our users have to spend doing configuration. So for example, we've built on earlier work on protocol discovery and session discovery, which allows you to just plug in and see the right traffic. We've also been bundling market data configuration. So if with market data feeds changing every month from different venues, the Corvil configuration keeps you up to date with the addresses so that your measurements continue and your dashboards are populated. We're also working on simplifying the configuration, particularly with very high rate environments. There's a lot of aggregation, a lot of tagging of traffic, and that all needs to be sorted out and configured. And we are working now on simplifying and reducing the amount of time spent in that area, because it's definitely one remaining area of complexity that we're focused on. Other interesting things there are detecting abusive behavior, particularly at the network level. So systems that have been designed to produce an order speculatively that may or may not be intended to execute, and then poisoning the packet by writing an invalid checksum at the end. So again, these are practices that are either frowned on or banned by exchanges, and we've been extending the Corvil decoder suite to be able to detect such behavior and flag it up. That's very useful to exchanges, but also potentially to others who are managing DMA environments, sponsored DMA environments. And then simply the increase in speeds. So last year we introduced the CNE 10,000 appliance, which is our flagship today, and that can support not just 100 gigabit per second capture to disk sustained, but also doing analytics on that in real time. So that allows you to get full visibility of your of the flows that are in progress and the TCP performance while capturing sustained at 100 gigabits per second. So rather than having to deploy 2 appliances to cover that, you can do that with a single appliance. So another area we're seeing a lot of interest in at the moment is on-the-fly decryption of trading traffic. So particularly in Europe, and we're seeing this from Deutsche Börse this year, there's a recognition that trading financial markets is critical infrastructure, and there are specific EU regulations now being transformed to national law, requiring that point-to-point traffic is encrypted and credentials are encrypted. This is an obvious challenge for monitoring, so we've been working with our customers to come up with solutions for maintaining visibility even when the traffic is strongly encrypted, and that's very exciting that we can do that on the fly, and it's obviously very important as well for the operations teams to maintain compliance, visibility, performance tuning in this new world. So another area we're seeing a lot of interest in is using Corvil in public cloud. So the main driver for that at present is the crypto exchanges, where the majority of the platforms are located in public cloud, and clients who are making markets or trading on the crypto venues, that they want their Corvil visibility in the cloud. So we're launching the virtual Corvil appliance that supports public cloud, AWS initially, with GCP coming later this year. And that allows people to monitor the order response times and get precise visibility of how they're trading. All of our customers have got cloud projects either in progress or in planning, and so this is another strand of the roadmap that we're investing in. We're keeping obviously a close eye on moves like the well-publicized partnership between Google and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. There's multiple vendors providing real-time market data in the cloud. So it's been a long time coming, and we don't currently expect co-location venues to disappear overnight. But there's clearly more and more activity happening in the cloud, and Corvil is there. So Corvil is cheaper than the alternatives. Typical alternative, DIY, build it yourself in-house, starts out cheap, but then when you want to extend it, or when you want to maintain it, and perhaps your tech lead has left, or volumes have increased and your architecture needs to change, that's when it becomes suddenly quite expensive. So we've had multiple customers who have come back to us after an initial conversation, and they've selected Corvil because we have the leading product. It has the features that are required. We have a team dedicated to doing monthly updates on our decoders and our analytics actions. So you can trust the product. If there's something you need to do, chances are we've already built it into the product, and that becomes a lot more cost effective over time. So in addition to that, if all you want is packet capture, you can get that from Corvil, and it'll be as cost effective as any off-the-shelf packet capture solution. But the great thing with Corvil is that it's not a dead-end product. If you want to go on from there to do full network analytics or full trading, order flow, market data visibility, that's just a license upgrade. So you've actually got protection of your investment. And the other thing that you get with Corvil is innovation and investment. We've got a well-deployed product that allows us to invest in that, which allows us to keep the decoders up to date and allows us to add new features every year. So if you haven't looked at Corvil recently, we'd be very happy to give you an update on just what we've added to the product, even in the last 12 months, and you might be surprised.